I'm in a Fremantle laneway, not far from the city centre. Apart from being quiet, the laneway also gets heaps of sun, so it's a great place for growing. Perfect for the taking, and that's exactly what the locals did, encouraged by this man, Theo Koenig, their neighbour. Gee, I love this laneway. And in this case, the local council even gave them the nod. Leaving the lane and walking into Theo's backyard, you see his gardening philosophy played out on a more private canvas. After all, Theo Koenig's an artist.
Well, when we first came here, the garden was just a mass of dandelions. There was no back fence. Well, there was corrugated iron just open to the lane. And it was just sandy and weedy. I didn't know much about gardening at all, really. My first priority when I came was to build a studio. So that really determined what the rest of the garden became.
Today, Theo's garden has dozens of pots planted with succulents, herbs and vegetables.
I like to sort of take things that are on their way to being thrown out and seeing whether I can do something with them. That way I've got sort of creative sort of freedom. I mean, if they die, I haven't made a huge outlay, you know.
You don't feel guilty?
No, I don't feel that guilty.
And that goes to the essential philosophy of this garden. Nothing is wasted.
A lady friend of mine dropped it in one day. She'd picked it up somewhere and obviously thought that I'd like it because of its unique form and sculptural aspects.
Hard plant to move around.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what they call it, do you?
No.
Mother-in-law's cushion. I love this one, Theo. This cylindrical form of Sansevieria. Oh, the inch sharp too.
Yeah, it is. It's got a real strength to it, hasn't it? It's solid.
Does.
Yeah. And it's a bit
as
hard
opposed to the common strappy one. This is just a wonderful plant.
Sansevieria cylindrica.
Where did it come from?
Fate in Wembley.
Okay.
Sort of out of Fate, and chap was selling all these plants, and so I couldn't resist.
Well, next time you think of dividing it up, I'd love a piece.
Okay, well, I better put your name on it. This is my little veggie patch. I've got some cos lettuce and some broad beans, parsley stalks.
Well, it's obviously a little bit lacking in light here, but the large leafy greens do well, so maybe rather than the broad beans, things like Asian greens or even a silver beet would do much better.
I can't stop myself. I think I'm always sort of moving a pot here or something there. And in a sense, I suppose I like composing with the plants. I like composing with the pots. I like putting things in different aspects to see how colours affect each other or textures affect each other.
Colour is very important in the front garden too. It's simpler than the back and has been planted with echium, plumbago, salvia, rosemary, geraniums and much, much more.
Yeah, sort of tried to keep it fairly simple here, sort of just trying to sort of do a blue and white theme to sort of match the colour of the house, which was Tommy and my wife's idea.
A few reds and a few purples thrown in too, I see.
Yeah, well, you know, things do creep in.
For all of its quirkiness and organised chaos, the garden holds together beautifully, and the various elements, both living and art, really feel like they're in the right spot. It's a space that's evolved over 30 years along with the gardener, and will continue to do so.